All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about something that will completely change the game for how you use ChatGPT. Seriously, we're talking about moving past those basic Q&As and actually building, well, a true intellectual partner. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You pour all this thought into a really complex, nuanced question, and what do you get back? Something kind of blah, generic, a surface-level answer. But what we're really after is that genius response, the one that's super deep, precise, and feels like it was written just for you. Well, stick around, because that's exactly what we're going to learn how to unlock. And here it is, the big secret, the core mindset shift you need to make. It's not just about getting better at asking questions. No, it's about becoming a personal trainer for your AI. Think about it. You're shifting from being a passive user who just takes what they're given to an active coach who's shaping and molding the AI into the exact expert you need it to be. So where do we start? Okay, first things first. It all begins with the foundation. We've got to build our AI's core personality, and we're going to do that using a really powerful and honestly often overlooked feature. Okay, so let's get practical. You need to find the control panel. It's super simple, I promise. Just pop into your ChatGPT settings, look for personalization, and make sure that little toggle for enable customization is switched on. This spot right here, this is going to be our command center for everything we're about to do. All right, first field. This is where you tell ChatGPT about you. I want you to think of it like you're giving your new partner a resume, but it's your resume. So you might say something like, I'm a digital strategist. Tell it what you do, what your goals are, what you're an expert in. This gives the AI the context it needs to understand your world. Okay, now for field number 2. And this is where the real magic happens. This is where you tell the AI not just what to say, but how to think and communicate. And look, don't just say be professional. That's way too vague. Get specific. Tell it you want it to respond with the sharpness of a PhD strategist, or that you want it to use deep, Socratic-style reasoning. See the difference? And check this out. This quote is the perfect example of the end goal. You're not just giving it little instructions anymore. You are designing a full-blown, high-level persona, an elite polymath strategist. I mean, come on. You're defining its expertise, its style, and the quality you expect. You're literally telling it, hey, every single reply you give me should feel like a masterclass. That's powerful stuff. All right, so once that foundation is in place, we can level up. We're moving from just giving instructions to actively training this thing. It's time to roll up our sleeves and apply some advanced techniques to make those responses incredibly sharp. Okay, first up is a really cool concept called few-shot prompting. The easiest way to think about it is show, don't tell, but for AI. So instead of just trying to describe what you want, you actually give the AI a couple of perfect genius-level examples. It's like you're showing it the gold standard so it learns to copy the pattern, the tone, everything you're looking for. So, for example, you could feed it a really insightful paragraph about how culture shapes innovation. Or maybe you give it a perfectly structured framework for a product launch. You show it exactly what good looks like. Then, and this is the key part, you give it a similar task. By showing it the gold standard first, you're training it to meet your expectations every single time. Here's another one. This is so simple, but it's an absolute game changer. Just add this one little sentence to your prompts. Tell the AI to rephrase your question to make sure it understands before it even starts answering. That's it. So why does this work so well? Well, it forces the AI to just pause for a second. It has to actually process what you asked and confirm it's on the right track. And get this, that one simple check can boost the accuracy and depth of its answers by 15 to 20%. I mean, that's a huge return for just adding one little sentence, right? Okay, so this is really important to remember. This whole process isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. Building a real AI genius is an ongoing thing. It's more like an art form, honestly, that needs constant tweaking and refinement. Which, of course, leads to the big question. Once you've built this awesome personality and you've started training it, how do you keep it sharp? How do you make sure it keeps getting better and evolves right along with you? It's all about an iterative process. So every now and then, try this. Ask the AI to summarize its own current behavior profile. It's like giving your AI a performance review. Then, based on what it says, you can dive back into your custom instructions and tweak things. Maybe you need to sharpen its logic, or maybe you want to boost its creativity. You can even build feedback right into your prompts, like saying, Keep going with that line of thought until it's at a PhD level. You're constantly coaching it. And, of course, all of this gets even more powerful when you combine it with the fundamentals of good prompt engineering. You know, the basics. Always give it a clear role, set some boundaries or constraints to keep it focused, and definitely encourage that chain of thought logic where it explains its reasoning step by step. Think of these as the pillars holding up everything else we've talked about. So let's pull it all together. When you actually do all of this, when you put this framework into practice, what's the end result? What have you really built? You've done something pretty incredible, actually. You've gone way beyond just getting slightly better answers. You've taken this generic one-size-fits-all tool and you've transformed it into a custom-built reasoning partner, an AI that is literally tailored to your brain, your expertise, your goals, and your unique way of thinking. Look, the power to build your very own AI genius is right there, waiting for you in your settings. It's ready to go. So really, there's only one question left to ask. What are you going to teach it first?